Hello, and this is Inkscape Part 2. Right, in this lesson, what we're going to look at is some techniques for creating platforms. Creating flowers. And exporting. Right, so first things first, remember to open Inkscape, and it may take some time to load, so just be patient. Now, looking at platforms, right, the key thing about platforms is you want to be able to have some repetition, you want to have some scaling, you want to have some depth when making a platform game. If you look at any traditional one, you normally see that it has some kind of repeating platform. Naturally, it's oblong. Now, because of the way, as you know, that things like Scratch identify using colours and everything else, quite often a platform will have a small area at the top, which would be, say, the top layer would be grass or something. And that would be soil. And this goes all the way through. If you look at anything from Minecraft and Mario, you'll see this. You'll also see some kind of repeating section. So what you won't have is, say, the kind of something hanging over the edge. That would be silly because you'd have a gap there. And on the other hand, you won't have something that starts on the edge here and stops and doesn't repeat that side. So what you need is some kind of repeating pattern. So if we take a look, if I'm doing a platform, I pick an oblong. I do not go over that oblong. Anyway, so this area here, I never touch, and this area here I never touch. And the reason we can't go over is you remember that all pictures are rectangles of some form, even if they don't look it. So you can see the icon of the mouse, for example, that's actually a rectangle. It just happens to be a rectangle that has some transparent backgrounds in it. So we can't go over this edge because we need this to repeat. If I am going to make any kind of repeating pattern in the soil, say for example if I have some circles, then that side there must exactly match that side there, so that when they come together and you repeat this, they blend off. Okay. Next thing, let's actually change colour. Okay. So if I'm doing something like grass, now I'll show you a technique in Inkscape, but effectively you can do multi-layered. So I could have a colourful small front layer. Now you notice that's going to the bottom, so that would have to go to the bottom. Yep. And then if I want to put some depth in, well, the way you do depth is by choosing a darker colour. And maybe some height there. And then that would be fill in. So you get a bit of depth and height. Okay, so this is the kind of thing we're going to go for. Next, colour schemes. Best to keep as simple a colour as possible. So if we look here, I've got one colour, two colour, maybe I'd have some kind of brown or dark soil colour going inside here. Maybe even just a slightly darker one there. Very simplistic, very simple shapes. Okay, and this is the kind of idea for a platform. Right, let's take a look inside Inkscape. So hopefully by now your Inkscape is... Right, so we have a blank document. The first thing I want you to do now is I want you to create an oblong. And that oblong, choose some kind of earthy colour. I'm going to choose a brown. I'm going to make it large because it's easier to work on large. And we can shrink it later. So don't worry about the size of it. So you can see I'm making this absolutely huge. I'm going to copy that. I'm using Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste, but you can use Edit, Copy, Paste. I'm having 2 copies of it. The top copy now, I'm going to change colour to a nice earthy green. Right. So I want you to do that. I want you to create an oblong, make it nice and large, and then copy it so you have something that looks a bit like the basic platform we're going to use. Okay. Can you do that now? Away you go. Oh, and before you finish, don't forget to save this as platform. Away you go now.